and welcome to another video. This week we are mixing it up a little bit. You know, I like to keep it somewhat fresh around here. But we are not opening Lorcana packs this week. In fact, I had this huge stack of cards sitting on my desk and I was like, I need to sit down and sort these cards out before it gets out of hand. So I figured, why don't I film the process and sort of talk you guys through how I sort out my cards. And if you are also in a position where you have a stack of cards sitting on the desk that needs sorting, this may or may not help you out. So I figured I'm just going to show you what I do, how I do it, the steps that I take, and that's what I'm going to do. So, buckle in, I guess. So the cards that I'm going to be sorting out today are all from the Whispers in the Well set number 10. And I opened these a few weeks ago. They've just been sitting here waiting for me to put them into their binders or do something with them. So that's what we're going to do today. You will notice none of them basically are sleeved. There's like two in this stack, that are sleeved. I only sleeve cards that are legendary or higher. And I just don't see a reason in sleeving all of the cards. Some people do. I just don't. It's whatever. They're going to get played with. And if you're going to play with the cards anyway, like, they're easier not sleeved, if I'm going to be honest with you. But that's not what this video is about. So let's just get into sorting these guys out. We have a lot to get through. So the parts where I'm not talking, I will just speed up, but I'll explain what I'm doing. So let me just switch the camera real quick. Okay, hopefully this works and my audio doesn't cut out for me. That will be extremely frustrating. But yes, so as you can see, lots of cards to get through. So in Lorcana, there are colors, there's numbers, there's character types, there's rarity types, there's inkables, there's uninkables, there's, I don't know, actions, there's locations, there's characters, there's things, items, there's all sorts of stuff. The way that I sort them out, and I think a lot of people sort them out the same way, is by number. And the easiest way to narrow down the numbers out of this bulk is to first sort them into their colors. So when your binders are all set up, there's 6 colors, if you're not aware. So there's yellow, silver, green. Oh my god, that was almost really lucky. What have we got? Blue, purple, and red. So there's the 6 colors there. So pretty much what I do, I basically take the whole stack in my hand and I just split them into their colors, and then go from there. So bear with me while I just do that real quick. Sometimes when I'm doing this, I'll be honest with you, I forget colors. I will put a yellow and a blue and a blue and a gray and a, I don't know. I just do. Can't help it. Perfect. So once I have them all sorted into their colors, it definitely makes it easier. So now the stack is this big rather than, you know, this big. So let me just neaten all these little piles up because it gets a little messy. Okay, so once they're in their colors, definitely a lot easier to manage at this point. So I'm just moving these all out of the way like the other ones, and I'll just do one color at a time. So now that I've moved all the cards out of the way, and I've just got basically one color that I'm working with first of all, this is your card. Now, I don't know how well you can see that, but basically you'll notice in the little corner there's a teeny tiny little number out of 204. And all the decks I think have 204 cards in them. More on that another time. And then the number beforehand is the number card that is in the set that it came out in. So this one you can see, if you can, is number 22. So basically at this point, I am now sorting them into their numbers. So I'm sort of flicking through. That's 3, 10. I want to put the lowest numbers at the top, bigger numbers at the back. So I'm just going to sort of go through, sort that out. So that's 3, 10, 28. Now I've got a 12, so I'm going to slip that under the 10. 28 again, 5, so that put that under the 3. 14 after the 12, obviously. And you just go through and do that. So let me just go through and do that real quick. Sorted. So that's starting at number 2 with my beautiful Gaston, all the way ending in number 28. Now I'm going to go do some cinema magic and do the rest, do that to the other piles of colors. Be right back. Okay, so now that we have all of our cards in color sorting and sorted by numbers, it's time to bind them. Now, don't judge my binder, okay? This one I got as a cheapy one off Amazon because, one, I liked the color, this like navy blue. It was giving Whispers in the Well kind of color, so that drew me to it. But also, it was cheap, and I figured if I start cheap, feel it out, see how I like it, I can always upgrade later. So, cheap binder off of Amazon. And then I got these 9-pack, I can't even show you, 9 card holder sleeves by the brand, I don't know, Ultra Pro. But I got them literally from Kmart, pack of 10 of them. I got a few packs. I basically stocked up when I was there so I could fill other binders as well. So do that. You can also get them on Amazon too, but Kmart, if you're in Australia, it's got you sorted. So, cheap binder, cheap sleeves. We can get underway. So, hang on, you guys can't even hear me. All right. Now, I know that the first color is yellow, so I'm just going to move all of these things out of the way and focus on the yellow. Now, if you didn't know that, now you do. The first color in the binder is yellow. I don't know how many times I'm going to repeat that in this video, but it's good to know. Anyway, move all those bad boys out of the way. So your other piles, get them out of the way. Focus on your yellows. Now I'm going to open up the app that I use to sort out my cards, Dreamborn. Now, if you're not using Dreamborn, I don't know what the heck you're doing. And I'm genuinely curious because this is the only thing that I've found. This is the only thing that I found works well. It's free. And it works. And honestly, in the Facebook groups, it looks like everybody uses it. So if you do have another alternative, share it with me, please. But so far, this is kind of it. So, Dreamborn. Let me open that up real quick. All right, so you should be able to see both my cards and my Dreamborn. Okay, I do have... You can't see my mouse. Oh, well. We're doing our best. This is the first time filming something like this, so bear with me, all right? So, I got my binder. I got my cards. I got my Dreamborn. I'm set. So, in Dreamborn, let me give you a little tour. So, Dreamborn, when you first open it, looks like this. You can create a deck. You can browse decks. We didn't want to do either of those things. You're going to click these 3 little lines, and for sorting, you're going to go to collection. Now, this gives you all the dirty info on my collection here. I have $904 worth of cards, which is a lot. That's a lot. Anyway, One of those cards that I have, by the way, wow, I didn't realize I have nearly 2,000 cards. Anyway, one of those cards is worth $400. So really, I only have $500 worth of cards plus a stupid $400 one. Moving on. This tells you your collection, how much of the master set you've got, what's missing in case you want to go out and buy all of them like a crazy person, and whatever this is. I don't know what that is. I think it's like promo cards. I don't know. Anyway, scroll a little bit down further. Now you can sort your set into foil, non-foils, playset, copies, blah, 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 blah. I don't want to do that. Just keep it at either. Keep it at the master set. We're looking at the whole picture, basically. We're not sorting by anything. Then you keep scrolling. You're going to find the set that you are sorting. So tonight we are sorting Whispers in the Well. As you can see, I've collected 79.9% of the set. And 163 out of 204 cards. So I have got a lot of cards. But let's go into it. So you click on that. And now you've got the whole list of all of the cards. This looks like a lot, but I'm just going to sort of help you out here. It's sorted by color, which is why we did what we did. So it's so you can't, I'm like, I'll put it at the screen, but you can't see my hand. This side here, you can see it all goes down in yellow, kind of orangey, but it's yellow. And it goes from 1 through to wherever the yellow finishes, 34, and it goes into the purple, blah, blah, blah. And then the purple goes into the green. You get the picture. So let's start with the yellow. And of course, there is a reason we sorted it by number as well, because these are also sorted by numbers, as you can see, 1 through 2, 3, 4, blah, 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 blah. Over on the buttons, the first column is like the normal versions of the card, so the non-foils. And then this like iridescent rainbowy option is how many foil versions of the card you have. So super easy, super transparent on what you do have, what you don't have. And yeah, this part here, of course, also, hey, my mouse is there. Also tells you how much the card is worth. And if you click on it, it also takes you through to TCG Player, where you can purchase the cards if you need them. We're not using that today. So we are just sorting them out. So let me set up my little binder here. All right. So our first card that we've got on the top, the earliest number is number 2. So that's the Gaston here. Now, when you hover over them, they also show you, like, I've got it really zoomed in so you can see, but it kind of gives you the showing of what the card looks like in case you are like, that's not the one I have. Well, yeah, so Gaston here, this one, I've got 2 of him to sort. So I have I have 3 of him. I got 2 normals and a foily one. So let's whack those in. 2 normals and a foil. Now, we've hit a dilemma already because now I have 5 of him. 4 plus 1. And I'm pulling out what I've already got out of my binder. So I do have 2. Now I have 2 more and I have a foil. So what I do in this instance is, because you really only need 4 of each card, I'm going to take one of the regular ones out and I put it aside and I basically count it as leftovers. I don't count it on the site that I have it because I intend on giving it away, trading it, selling it, anything else. So I basically put this away and move it to the side for now. So in my collection, I should just have 3 normals and the foil version. So let me change that on the Dreamborn. So I now currently says I have 4 and 1. We'll knock it down to 3 and 1 because I only need 4. Now, if I had picked up 2 foils of him, I would have 2 and 2. So you get the gist. I prioritize foils over anything. And whack those back in that slot there. Oh, you might also be wondering why the heck he's sleeved. That's because I was on the live stream the other night, and because he looks so cool, someone in the chat was like, you should sleeve him. So I did. Anyway, whatever. So that's that. Next one that I have is Rapunzel, and she's actually number 3. She is in a sleeve because she's legendary. And she's not a foil. So we're going to click on the little plus symbol here to say I have an extra normal one of her. I have now 3 of her, which is a lot. So we whack her in the front with the other ones. And so on and so on. Next one, what have we got? Higgins, he's number 5. So I come down to number 5. I add a plus to him and I put him into the binder. Next one, what have we got? Raja, he's number 6. So I come down here, add to number 6, and straight in the book. Ilonwi, number 7. Now, as you can see, I already have 4 of her, so let's take these out. Make sure that I do have 4. I always just double check because sometimes I might have double clicked accidentally, but no, I do definitely have 4 of her already, plus a 5th. I'm going to basically take this one and put it aside with the other Gaston for trading, giving away, selling, whatever I decide to do. I also don't have any foils, so it's just normal 4. And I put them, the 4, back in. Again, not marking that I have 5 on Dreamborn. I still only say that I have 4. Okay, so let me go through and put these into my little binder, and I'll probably speed this part up just because it can get a little bit repetitive, but you get the idea. Okay, so with Della Duck, number 22, I've just pulled her out. I have her. She is just a regular Della Duck, no foil. However, in my binder, let me move some things out of the way. There's too much going on up here. In my binder, I have a foil one of her. So, like I said before, prioritize foils over anything. I am going to pull out all of the Della Ducks that I've got. It's still... I only had 3 but 1 foil, and now I have 4. So I'm going to put this behind the foil so that the foil is the top one. So it looks prettier in the binder. There's no other reason. It's just that it's pretty. So that's what I do there. Okay, keep going. Onto the purples. So same thing again, exactly the same all the way through the colors. There's not really much difference from here on in. If something does come up there, I'll just chime in and tell you, but from here on in, it's pretty repetitive. Okay, so now that I have sorted everything into their binders, I've entered it into Dreamborn. There's nothing else that I have. I didn't get any enchanteds this time, but that's where the enchanteds are at the end of the list. As you can see, they're worth quite a bit of money. Oh, do I have any? Hang on, I do have some. Let me show you while we're here. I'll just give you a little tour of my enchanteds. I have the Headless Horseman, that one there, and I have the Cinderella, which is that one there. I also have those are my iconics, I think. Whatever it is called. Enchanted though. I've got Aladdin, which is that one, and Kristoff, which is that one. Just my little tour of those that I have. So anyway, now that that is entered onto Dreamborn, I am now done with my binder. It's very, very full. It's also very heavy, but it's got a lot of cards in it. So that's that. So that's my binder finished. Now all that's left to do is, of course, we have all of these leftover cards. These are cards that I obviously have 5 or more of in total in my whole collection. So at this stage, I haven't done anything with them, but I am collecting them and sort of setting them aside. So I have this box here. This was from the like Elsa gift box that came out last year at some point. And I just use the box for storage, but I have it all organized with little dividers in it for extras of each set. Now I don't have a lot of bulk yet, but it's growing fast. So basically what I do now is I don't bother sorting them into colors because there's not many of them. I kind of just sort them by number, front to back of the earliest. Now I know yellow is at the front. Well, actually, this is gonna be in order because oh my god. I'm dumb. This is basically gonna be in order, so I pretty much will just flip them and put them the right way and put them in this container for storage until I decide what to do. Part of me is thinking about either trading them with people. The only issue with that is I don't know a lot of people that play. I could just sell them as bulk cards to people as well. I've seen people selling cards on eBay. I feel like eBay is so outdated at this point. I have considered just having like a Shopify little shop where that's like secure, so people can come on and be like, okay, I want to buy like a bulk of 20 cards. And I pick out 20 random cards from my bulk out of a set that they choose, and you can have them for like a few bucks. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. All right. So that is my bulk of my Whispers in the Well set all sorted. Now you might look at this compared to other people and go, well, she doesn't have that many cards. That's a lot to me. Okay. Fine. Anyway. That's the bulk. That's what I have left over. If you're interested in picking up some bulk cards for a few bucks, let me know. I'm happy to part with these ones. Anything in this box, I'm happy to part with. But yeah, so that is basically how I sort my cards. Let me go back to a normal screen. I do that for all sets. Every one of my set has a different binder. This was just one of them, but they all have their own binders in the shelf behind me. That's where I store them. And yeah, hope this helps. Hope you get on top of your card collections. Part of me does want to make it a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and like put it in a cool new binder, maybe like a Lorcana specific binder, but I also don't care that much, and I don't take my binders with me anywhere to show people. It's purely just for my own use. So for now, I think my cheap Amazon ones are doing the job just fine. But yeah, that's it. It's pretty straightforward, pretty simple, and like I said, if you're not on Dreamborn, get on Dreamborn because this thing is just fantastic for keeping track of your collections. You can build decks in it using the cards that you've actually got in your collection. You can look how much cards are worth. It's all in US dollars though, which is fine. You can just translate that on but yeah, great app, great all-round tool to have for your collections. Anyway, that's it from me tonight. Thank you so much for hanging out. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for learning. Thanks for listening to me ramble on about sorting cards. And I will see you when I see you. Like and subscribe. Follow the channel. Comment. Share the video. If you know people that are just starting out in Lorcana and want to learn how to sort their cards, send my video to them. I'm happy to help. If you have more questions, tip-tappy them into the comments and I will do my best to answer them. I'll see you when I see you. Bye.